New research shows taking melatonin for long periods of time could be a sign of underlying heart issues. Data released by the American Heart Association found that long-term use of the popular sleep aid is actually linked to a higher risk of heart failure and early death in adults with insomnia.
So many headlines have come out about this in recent days, so let's break down the study and see what it actually means. Time school. The first important thing to point out is that this study is described as a preliminary abstract at a conference, so not yet a peer-reviewed full publication. So this study looked at 130,000 adults with chronic insomnia with an average age of 56 years. They found that those who used melatonin for more than 12 months had a 90% higher chance of getting heart failure over 5 years. They also found nearly 3.5 times higher risk of being hospitalized with heart failure and almost twice the risk of dying from any cause. Now, this does sound scary indeed, but there are several important limitations to consider. Firstly, they classified melatonin users based on electronic records only. But what about those who purchase it over the counter? They could easily be misclassified here. Secondly, there was a lack of information on insomnia severity, psychiatric disorders, and other factors that could influence disease risk. Now, I've seen some creators say, well, insomnia itself is linked to poor health. That probably explains the higher risk. But that's not quite right, because both groups in this study already had insomnia. So insomnia alone can't explain the difference, as that variable is shared. The nuance is that it's not just about having insomnia. It could be about how severe it is and what's driving it. The people relying on melatonin long term could be those with the most persistent or treatment-resistant sleep problems. Perhaps the ones already under more stress or perhaps more health issues going on. So what does this all mean? The link might not be melatonin causing heart problems. It might just be that those who have worse baseline health are the ones who end up needing melatonin in the first place. So the data is interesting for sure, but let's wait for the full publication. And whilst taking melatonin chronically is probably not ideal and working on the underlying issues for the insomnia is wise, if you do suffer with severe insomnia, then this data wouldn't be enough to warrant stopping it. Class dismissed.